Hi everyone, how's everyone doing here today? I just want to say thank you for watching, and today I wanted to talk about caring for your mother, which, let's do a hypothetical. Let's pretend your mother is extremely old and in a state where she can no longer care for herself on her own, where she's at home, she has trouble moving, she has trouble remembering things, so she needs somebody there to just help her with day-to-day things and just having a good quality of life. I know it's not a pleasant thought, but it is a reality. And when it comes to hiring somebody, like a caregiver, somebody who specializes in that, you want somebody that's qualified. So I've got some of these resumes here that I was just going over, which I want to discuss with you briefly, and let me get some of your thoughts. So here we have Herschel Walker. While doing a background check on him, it turns out he has a history of domestic violence. He has kids that he's not been straightforward about, as far as, letting you know if he has any or caring about them. And he's told a number of lies, like things like claiming to be an FBI agent, and just said some pretty ridiculous things. So I'm not so sure if that guy would be qualified to be taking care of my mother. Okay, what else? We have this woman named Marjorie Greene. It turns out she's not only a denier of 9/11 and the Holocaust, she believes in QAnon, all these ridiculous conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And she's told a number of lies, and there's been a history of videos of bizarre rants saying some pretty ridiculous things, like Bill Gates is creating fake meat to control us and a whole bunch of other wacky stuff. No, I don't think she'd be good enough to be taking care of my mother. I think I would need somebody who has a certain knowledge of the job, let alone all the other scrutiny. This one, Lauren Boebert. It turns out Lauren has a criminal record, mostly minor crimes, things from like harassment, verbal altercations, disorderly conduct. She's also possibly worked as an escort, which that may not necessarily be a disqualifying factor, but it certainly doesn't look good. Not to mention a criminal background. Even if it is minor charges and stuff, some of the charges that would drop, it's the fact that they're even there. That I would definitely scrutinize. And last but not least, some guy named Donald Trump, who it turns out he's considerably wealthy, but he's also been involved in numerous lawsuits and has told a whole series of lies about himself, about his background, about his qualifications. He turns out to be a dishonest business person with numerous dealings, and he has several allegations of sexual misconduct against him. Well, he flat out denies all that, but I mean, hey, we can trust him to take care of our mother, right? No. The point I'm trying to make here is that there are certain qualifications I think a person should meet before they're given any type of job or a role in Congress, let alone the President of the United States. Because here's the kicker. Let's say we're talking about our mother still. These four individuals, these people who clearly aren't qualified, none of them know anything about the job. They don't have any type of medical background. They're not doctors. They're not therapists. They don't know anything about medicine or senior care or what to do in a situation where you have an elderly person that falls or needs help or is behaving irrationally because of memory issues. How are they going to deal with that? What is their experience? Do they have references? And the answer is zero, none of it. So why would you even consider hiring these people to take care of your mother? You wouldn't. Unless, of course, you are either considerably unintelligent or you just don't care a whole lot about your mother, that you would let these people do a job that they're clearly not qualified for. And as you already know, one is the former President of the United States. We know what a disaster that was, given how bad things were, yet some people still claim to support him, thinking he did a great job, which he didn't. And when I ask them, they can never give me a really clear, straight answer. Other than mostly, well, he made America great again, and which he didn't, and he united the country, which he also didn't do. And, there's some information about, the job market and everything, stuff like that, but a lot of that has been grossly exaggerated as well. we were going into a recession by 2020 because of the way he handled the COVID pandemic. So why would I trust this guy to take care of my mother, let alone be in any other position of Congress, which he's already, talked about, like a run in 2024. Two of them, as we know, Marjorie Greene and Lauren Boebert, are already in Congress, and the real question is, what are they doing? What are their, putting qualifications aside, can anyone name me a list of solid accomplishments that I can look back and say, hey, you know what? Maybe they are okay doing the job. But the answer is no, there is none. They are simply tools there to stir things up, to create controversy, to draw attention to themselves and bash, Democrats in any way in order to trip things up. How is that helping the American people? And the answer is, it is not. So, and right now we've got Herschel Walker, who, I should trust him to watch my mother. Why? Because he claims he's a warrior of God. A warrior of God. Well, why didn't you say so? Gee, you got the job. And he's made it through the primaries. I really don't know what the people of Georgia are thinking. I really don't. I would like to think that they have a solid idea of what they're doing. But the truth of the matter is, this guy's just going to be a tool to do whatever the GOP wants. And most of the members in the GOP have shown they're not doing what's right by the country. Therein lies the problem. So of course they're going to put somebody by Herschel in charge, because he's easy to control. Of course they got behind Donald Trump. Why? Because he was, I wouldn't say easy to control, but they could use him as a tool to get things done. And as a result, we are now in the mess that we are in today. So why would you want to continue putting in people that are not qualified? I don't want a celebrity. I want somebody that at least knows the job, knows what to do. Not just to take care of my mother, but take care of the country, like understanding the Constitution, federal law, and being able to push bills that actually do work, that actually do help the American people. For the people of Georgia, you still have a window of opportunity of, voting for somebody in the midterms that will get the job done. Say what you will about Herschel Warnock, but, is he really that bad that you think Herschel Walker is going to do a better job for you? Just because he was endorsed by Trump, who's chosen to be a failure and continues to lie and get involved in bad business dealings to this day. Eventually when you get the chance, you already got Marjorie Taylor Greene, why don't you just vote her out when you can? Same thing with Colorado, why don't you vote out Lauren Boebert while you can? Because she's not doing anything for your people, These people do not care about your mother. They don't care about your families, they don't care about you. They don't care about the American people, which is why they need to be voted out. That's why I'm saying, if you're going to vote for somebody, make sure they are qualified for the job. Say what you will about Joe Biden, but lately he's been improving, but I still have issues with him. But it was between him, and some person who believes in oligarchy, someone who wants to be an authoritarian and who is not qualified, doesn't know federal law, doesn't know the Constitution, doesn't understand what it's like to rule a country. Yet there were too many misinformed voters out there who thought, he's wealthy, he must be successful, he can lead the country, right? Wrong. They have nothing to do with each other. So vote for the person that's right for the job, because I want the right person to be taking care of my mother, as well as taking care of the country. As for the resumes of these four taking care of my mother, here's my answer. Don't call me, I'll call you. Anyway, I hope you understand, and thank you for watching.